I just want to create a series of numbers. Okay. So one way of like, okay, one after one or maybe two, or maybe let me delete two also. I just have entered one and just going to drag it over some good number of cells. Okay, but then it just copies. Dragging means copying whatever is there in the first cell. Uh, Dragging is nothing but going to copy. Okay, either I drag this, okay, or else let me just select the color or cells and come over here, choose the option fill down. Pretty extra effort I need to put over here, like fill down, like come over here, 2 mouse clicks, right? 2 clicks basically. But then if I just drag this here like this also, it's going to very well work for me. That's nothing but the fill down option only. I have done it over here, dragging. But then I told you I want the series. Okay, you might get over here, there's an option called fill series. If I do that, it will do the job for me. This is fatafat job thing, all good. But then you will see that it does fill in the series all good, but the it's like your concur, what to say, the difference between the two values by default is 1. But say suppose I want like say like 10, 20, 30 and so on, like that. If I have in mind like the between two values, I want the difference to be 10, or maybe I started off with 5, 5 to 50, but then the difference between the two numbers like your 5, 10, 15, 20, like that I want. How will I do that in that cases? Okay, let me start with 5. Let me drag it, all good, no issues. It's going to just copy. These 4 are nothing but fill down, fill right. If you drag it to the right, fill right. Fill up and left doesn't really happen so much, very rare case. But then that's what it's basically whatever dragging operation that you do with the help of that plus sign and your mouse, same thing is for your fill down, right and up and left. Okay, now let me come for series. Now, Excel is very intelligent enough to understand that whatever you have selected, the series, it's in columns, not in rows. And the type of now values that are very much in this series is your linear. Linear means your numerical one, basically. Okay, had it been a date, it would have have I given the date values, it will show me as date. But as of now, linear type only, that is numbers. Now, even the last one, date unit, pops up or it gets activated only when I choose the date option. That I don't have to choose. If I enter a date, it will be done. I'll show you that also, don't worry. But what is it of our prime concern here is step value, stop value. Now, step value, I told 5 because 5, 10, right? Stop value, we need not mention. It's like I have selected it till this 18th row, right? So it will go until that only. If I have some specific value, like say I want till 100 means I'll give it like that. Okay. As of now, I say, okay, I got my values. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. So the step value means the difference between the numbers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
When we drag it as is and we choose the option fill series from the small rectangular box, now there the default difference like step value is 1, default value. Just to have a different step value, I showed you this option. Not that it's
Oh,
not that in that option that I showed you, you can have in step value as 1 also. It is going to work very fine. See, it is going to work very fine. But here it's like a limitation. Nah? You can by default it chooses 1, but here I can apply some customization. Do you get my point?
okay, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
That's your fill series, but then only numbers I've shown. What about dates? Today's date equal to today, close. Okay, all good. Let me drag it to my desired and it gets copied. Okay, here also I have, okay, here doesn't show me your fill series. It doesn't show me. Okay, this thing is for your numbers basically. We all use that shortcuts we all love, na? So we use that for that reason only. In here, let me come for series. Yes, the series is in columns. Now see, I didn't choose the date option over here. It has chosen by on its own. The check button is very much the radio button. Date has already been chosen by default. I didn't do anything. And it also tells me that it's a day. Am I right? Okay. Step value 1, like every consecutive days, I'm going to get the values. If I say okay, I'm going to get it like this. Let's see a few more variations. Now, okay, step value, let it be there. What if I go in for weekday? Weekday as in to say it's going to consider like from Monday to Friday only, Saturday, Sunday omitted. Just have a look at the calendar, you will be able to understand. Okay, here 7, after that 10, right? Saturday, Sunday, 8 and 9, Saturday, Sunday. So from 10 to 14, 10 to 14, and then 15, 16 gone. It's not been considered, it's ignored. Then again from 17 to 21. Can you see it? That's your weekday. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Let me show you a few more. Hold on. It's not done yet. Okay, here if I say instead of step value as 1, if I put it as 7, today is Friday. So every other Friday from today, every other Friday's date has been fetched and generated. Basically, generated. That series has been generated. 7, 14, 21, 28, and then 4th April. That's only I'm seeing it over here. Okay, so we have seen step value 1, step value 7, weekday also. That particular series is also generated. Okay, one more. Not one more, two more to go. If I select this date unit as month, and if I put and I keep the step value as 1 only, 7th March, from starting from 7th March, every other month, 7th date is being retrieved or generated. 7th March, 7th April, 7th May, June, July, and so on. Until we have selected, it's going on. If I want, I can put that stop value also over there and you will get it like a proper till the last date. You can get it. You can do the changes like that. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Day, weekday, month I showed you. What about year? 7th of March from 2025, every one year it's adding up and you can see the whole list. Yes? Yes. All good? All good? So you are really seeing good number of customization that you can really apply. The same thing will be say, but just imagine it one thing. Let me not go like that. If I just drag it to the right, it's going to get copied, I know. But if I come to the series, now it says the series is in rows, right? So Excel is really intuitive enough to understand that the selected values of the selected series, whether it's in your rows or whether it's in columns, it does, I mean, kind of intuition is there. Like what to say, whatever you're selecting, some background work always goes on in the background. And you understand whether you have given the series in rows or columns, and yes, you can do the good number of alterations here to get the series generated like that. You can go ahead and do it. Same thing, just what you have seen for columns, same thing for rows also. All good? So fill series, you're looking good. Any doubts? No. No. Okay. Now there is something over here called justify and flash fill. Okay, justify, what is it? I do have a sheet for that. Or if I go to the first sheet, uh, in here, if I see, no, it's a single sentence. I have written it in A1 cell only. In true sense, the whole data is very much in A1 cell only. But when I see it visually, I do find that it has extended until M column. Am I right? If I go to B1 also, I won't find the data. It's very much in A1 only. Okay. Say suppose I want this kind of a fashion. I like, yes, we all know about wrap text, merge and center, all we all know about it. But apart from this also, you have this fill justify. What is it all about? Say suppose as of now, my data or the sentence very much there in a single cell. I want it to spread it to more than, or let me say that my data is very much there in a single row, A1, single row. I want it to be spread or distributed across 2 to 3 rows. How will I do that? Let me select something to like, maybe if I want the data to be like visually spread across 6 columns, and this. Let me just go ahead. I'll show you. Let me just select and do it. You will come across what I am really telling about. Because instead of speaking loud, let's do it. I selected till F, right? So if I come here, A1 has got till whatever, okay, till F, whatever has been there, it's there. But it won't go to B1. Understand that? Visually only I'm seeing the changes. Okay, next comes the second row. It has split it up to some area and then the third row. So basically, instead of having the value in a single row, I have distributed into 2 to 3 rows. Now here, yeah, I'm seeing it as 3. Not all times it has to be like that. The way we select the data or the way we want it to get distributed, it all depends upon the selection you do. Say if I go for Control Z now, I don't want to see it to be distributed or seen visually like it extends till F. Maybe till E only I want to see. I can do that also. And these below, I'm just giving it some allowance, some extra space for it to distribution. So now if I come here and say justify, see till E, okay. But earlier it was this particular word column was there in the first row itself. Now it has got switched to the second row. And the initially I could see only worksheet was there in A3. Now I'm seeing 3 more words popping up. All good? So I am able to distribute my single sentence from one row to multiple rows. That's your justify. All good? I'll show you more examples, don't worry. But preliminary stage, all okay? Is it okay? Yes. Yes. Now, say suppose I'm being given like this only. Distribute text into rows. It's it looks like it has been there until your G. It has extended till G. But ideally, it's there in A35 only. A36 also, if I, sorry, B36 also, I go and select it. I don't see that value. So very simple. I'll just, it's already been, the small borders are given. So I just selected those 4 rows and in single one only I want, single column. All okay? So my text has got distributed to rows and by visual also I am seeing and also in true sense also this particular sentence, what are the breakup, that small breakup part is there. It doesn't even by visual wise also, it doesn't extend to your B. I could have done this also here. See, even if I do this, it's going to look the same like I just did it now. Yes, got the point of it. What's the concept behind? Okay, one more example. Now, in general, I won't be given any kind of documentation or any sentence like this, right? Each and every word in a separate cell or in a separate row. I cannot. We generally don't get. Nobody is going to put so much effort to do all those things. So very well. If that's the case, by default, somebody has given me this kind of a thing. No issues. I'll select all of them. Come to justify, it will all come into single row. Single to multiple rows and multiple to single rows, both of them you can play with it with the help of the fill justify option. All good? Or any doubts? No doubts. But apart from all of this, there is a limitation for your justified, fill justify. There is a limitation. Limitation as in the text which you are distributing it into rows, the number of characters in that particular text. When I say number of characters, it's inclusive of your commas and your spaces and all. So on total full, how many number of characters is there in that text value? It shouldn't exceed 255. If the number of characters are even 256, the last one will be truncated. So until 255 and till 255, that is less than equal to 255 characters, means it will distribute very well, and none of the text value or any portion of the text value won't get truncated. You won't lose out on that data. But in case the number of characters which included in that string, if it exceeds 255, then definitely truncation is going to happen. So that we need to really make sure. That's what is very much written over here. Now you might think how to really understand or how to really calculate how many characters are there in that string. Yeah.